Hey, how's it going, everybody? Another one of Zero Nose videos here, and this time I have what I believe is a Sargent. I think it's a Sargent. I think I got this from Jeff Moss. I'm not entirely sure, but this lock is, if I was doing a video series on the dirty tricks that lock manufacturers pull, this would have been one of them. So anyway, I realized this after kind of picking at it for a while and getting really inconsistent results. So that's a problem. Obviously it means you don't quite have the lockdown, and what's more, it means that there's something maybe wrong with the method that you're employing. So anyway, okay, so there it goes. I picked at it long enough to know at this point what to do, but it really confused me at first. So anyway, I'll tell you all about it. This is the binding order is relatively simple, but when I was just kind of poking around in it, what I would do is realize that, okay, the second pin, I'm at the second pin now. Let's see if I can turn this to the side a little. Not that it'll matter too much, but here's the second pin, and okay, that feels nice and stiff, so I'll ease up on it, and there's my nice little click. Hopefully you heard that over me talking. And that's great. So I feel the other pins, and the first one's still springy. Oh, the third pin, wow, that sure does feel stiff. And I would jam up on it and then just feel it go and not really get a click ever. And then go, okay, well, maybe it's set, maybe it's not. I'll feel the rest of the pins, and what do you know? Nothing else is binding. They're all springy. I thought, well, let me start over. So tried it a few more times, and just from mindfully poking around, kind of feeling what I was doing and what I wasn't doing, and I tried picking it the other way, and I ran into the same problem. I tried, okay, I thought, I'm not getting that satisfying click from that third pin, so why don't I skip it? Let me just see what happens if I skip it. So I did, and sure enough, the back pin was the next one that was binding, but it was kind of tough to tell. You know how it can be all the way in the back sometimes. And plus I have this sort of weird keyway, just did it again, that you can see is, if not paracentric, it gives you a little bit of trouble. You have to kind of pick up, go around that curve, and then push up again. So you're at an angle here, and then you're giving it a little curve as you pick up. But anyway, I found that third pin is the trick, and the problem is you don't ever need to touch it. It's right at the shear line, which is a problem, because if it's right at the shear line, then if you push up on it, it's going to feel like it's binding because it's not going anywhere. There might be a little bit of play as it moves up to hit that hit the bottom of the forget the name for the outside part, the Bible or whatever it is. But it's not much, and it can be very easy to misidentify that as a binding pin. So anyway, and I have tons of locks where there are pins that you just don't ever have to touch. This is the first time I ever noticed it and really kind of figured it out like this, but again, that's the difference between kind of mindfully poking around in a lock and just sitting in front of the TV and fiddling with it until it pops open. But again, if you're just fiddling with it, you're not going to get those consistent results. But anyway, so now obviously I've been kind of opening it as I'm talking it. I know the binding order, picking it both ways. Right, so I know it starts at the second pin, and I'll quiet down so you can hear the clicks. There you go, that's the second pin. Then I go all the way to the back. There's that back pin. Then I come back up to the first pin. That one's really quiet. And then I go back to that fourth one and pop it. Okay, so anyway, there it is, and I was going to do it the other way as well, but this is already going on 5 minutes. So anyway, that's the trick there. And if you're wondering what I used the regular thickness Peterson pry bar. I haven't really found much use for the smaller one yet. And I'm using Southard slimline short hook with no handle, which is a new thing for me, but I've found that it's actually really comfortable, and I switched to no handles on all my picks. That's if nothing else, it's a good way to remind yourself to use less tension and less pressure and relax and hold everything kind of securely but lightly. So anyway, you know, if you find that you're getting uncomfortable, it's possible that might be an instructive exercise for you to try a pick with no handles. Other than that, if anybody can confirm or deny that this is a Sargent or isn't a Sargent, there's the keyway. I think you can get a pretty clear picture of it there. It doesn't have any markings on it that I can see, and I'm only kind of guessing, so if it's just a crappy Schlage or something, then somebody can let me know. It does have that kind of smooth, tight feeling of a Schlage, so that might be what it is. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope it helped someone, and if not, I hope it entertained somebody.